Fullmetal Alchemist and the Philosopher's Stone. Why power always comes at a cost. Can power be too perfect? The Philosopher's Stone paradox. Would you take it if power came with no cost? Sounds perfect, right? But is it? In Fullmetal Alchemist, the Philosopher's Stone offers that dream. Unlimited power. No law. No limits. It can heal, destroy, reshape the world, all without giving anything back. But here's the twist. That kind of power always hides a price others pay, with their lives, their souls. The Elric brothers are offered this shortcut, and they say no, because power without paying feels too easy, too dangerous. So let us ask you, would your culture celebrate such power? Or be afraid of it? What is the Philosopher's Stone? Hope, horror, and the price of power. What is the Philosopher's Stone? A miracle? A curse? Or both? In Fullmetal Alchemist, it's the key to everything. Power, immortality, healing, even resurrection. It looks perfect, but behind that shine are screens, because each stone is made from lives. Not energy, not magic, real human lives. It's not a secret, it's the truth no one wants to face. Hundreds of souls, crushed, bound, trapped in red. And that's what makes it powerful. It's not power from nature. It's stolen from people. The horror is not in the stone. It's in how easily we want to use it. Would you hold that stone if you knew what it was made of? Why the Elric brothers reject the ultimate tool? They could have taken it. The Philosopher's Stone was right there. All that pain, all that searching, and the answer was in front of them. But Edward says no, not with anger, but with clarity. Because some victories are too cheap, and some tools cost too much. He doesn't want to win by stepping on others, not even if it means saving Alphonse. Al understands, because they've both suffered from shortcuts before. They know the price of skipping the rules, and they refuse to pay it with someone else's life. In a world full of shortcuts, they choose the hard road, not because they have to, but because it's right. Equivalent exchange, the law that reflects Japanese thinking. Humankind cannot gain anything without first giving something in return. You've heard this, right? This is the law of equivalent exchange. The core idea in Fullmetal Alchemist. At first, it sounds like simple math. Give and take, fair and clear. But look deeper. It's not just about balance. It's about responsibility. You can't cheat the world. You can't get something for nothing. This mirrors Japanese values, where effort matters, where harmony is sacred. Nothing is free, and everything has weight. In Japan, even kindness carries cost, and every gift should be repaid. Equivalent exchange isn't a rule. It's a way of living. In Western myths, power is a gift. In FMA, it's a debt. In Western stories, power is often a gift, given by gods, destiny, magic. Think of King Arthur's sword, or Spider-Man's bite. Power arrives and the story begins. But in Fullmetal Alchemist, power comes with a price. Always. It's not a blessing. It's a burden. A debt to the world. Edward doesn't find power. He trades for it, loses for it. This isn't just fantasy. It reflects cultural values. In the West, power can be glorious. In Japan, it must be earned and controlled. One says, "You were chosen." The other asks, "Did you pay the cost?" Buddhism and karma, the roots of Japanese caution toward power. Why do the Elric brothers doubt perfect power? Maybe because they are Japanese. In Buddhism, everything has a cause. Nothing comes from nowhere. This is karma. Good or bad, every action brings a result. So if you gain power, you must have paid something. If not, you then someone else. And that's a problem. Japanese culture is soaked in this thinking. It teaches caution, responsibility, restraint. Even small favors are returned. Even silent kindness expects balance. So let us ask you, in your culture, is power seen as a gift, or something you must earn? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your view. The cost of avoiding cost. What happens when we ignore the price? What happens when we ignore the price? When we chase power without asking what it costs? In Fullmetal Alchemist, those who deny the law of exchange lose more than they gain. They lose their humanity, their peace, their purpose. The homunculi seek power without limits, and they end up empty. Greed wants everything, but he never knows what enough means. Lust desires control, but she never feels whole. Even Fatherwoe reaches godlike power, finds himself alone, terribly alone. The lesson is simple: if you run from the cost, you'll pay it in other ways. So maybe the real price of avoiding pain is meaning itself. Power without wisdom, the tragedy of the homunculi. They have power, more than any human could dream of. But the homunculi aren't whole. They're strong, yes, but broken inside. Each one is named after a sin. Greed, lust, envy, wrath. They were created to serve a goal. But they can't feel love, or guilt, or hope. They copy humans, but they don't understand us. That's their tragedy. They have strength, but no soul. They don't suffer the way humans do. And because of that, they never grow. Power without wisdom becomes chaos. And without a soul, power becomes empty. So ask yourself, is power still power if it can't feel pain? Japanese responsibility culture. Why true power requires restraint. In Japan, power is not about domination. It's about responsibility. A sword is respected not because it kills, but because it stays sheathed. The stronger you are, the more you must control that strength. This is why Edward refuses to use the Philosopher's Stone. Not because he can't, but because he could. Restraint is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's dignity. In Japanese stories, heroes rarely brag. They bow. They carry quiet burdens. True power is not loud. It's patient, humble, aware of its weight. So next time you see someone strong, ask not what they can do, but what they choose not to do. What would you do with ultimate power? A moral reflection. So here's the final question. If you had the Philosopher's Stone, what would you do? Would you heal the world? Or chase your dreams without limits? Would you use it for good, even if it was built on others' suffering? In Fullmetal Alchemist, the real power isn't magic. It's the choice to say no, to walk away, to carry your pain, to believe that sacrifice is not a shortcut. This story isn't just about alchemy. It's about conscience and cost. So now we ask you, if ultimate power came to your hand, would you take it? Or would you ask, who paid for this? Tell us in the comments. We're listening. This is just one example of Japan's unique way of thinking. Do people in your country do the same, or is it completely different? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you liked this, subscribe for a new video every day. See you tomorrow at the same time.